Welcome to Real World AIP. I'm Stacey, and today I have a review of Dr. Sarah Ballantyne's Gut Health Guidebook and Cookbook. I have been dying to read this for so long, ever since I saw her give a talk about the microbiome at Paleo Effects back in the day. There's a link above, you can watch that, and I go through all of her suggestions and recommendations and information in that video, which led me to experimenting with making chitin-rich shrimp shell salt, which is in a video, and even experimenting with edible insects and things like crickets, which led me down a whole tangent of trying to grow my own crickets. You guys, there's links below, guys. Anyway, she's been a huge influence on me and my eating patterns. I love her information, and I really love her info on the microbiome. Let's get to the review. Gut Health Guidebook's got 23 chapters, and they're divided into 3 parts. So 1, you have lifestyle and gut bacteria. 2, you have sleep and the circadian rhythm and how that's affected by gut bacteria. And then superfoods, and she goes through all the foods. They're grouped by like vegetable, fruit, nuts, seeds, fats, and she'll tell you, break down on the vitamin and minerals and all the wonderful things each one has to offer and what phytochemicals they have and how they can negatively or positively, well, the superfoods positively affect the microbiome. It's just fascinating information. And then she actually puts it all together into 20 keys to gut health, summarized. They're just like boom, 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 boom. It's not all food. There's lifestyle factors. She covers everything. Like, how can you possibly have the most healthy microbiome possible? Which, by the way, your microbiome affects friggin' everything. And if you haven't addressed your microbiome health, then you're missing out on a big piece of the puzzle. For me, when I did the biome testing, and there's a review on that, and I cut out foods that it said I didn't need for my microbiome health and added in all the foods they said I did, I stopped bloating. Like, it made all the difference in the world in my digestive health. So I'm a big believer in it. She tells you, she spells it out. How many servings of fruit should you have a day? How many servings of vegetables should you have a day? Nuts and seeds. Sneak peek, you don't need more than 1 serving a day. If you're on AIP, obviously you're not having them. But in general, especially if you're watching calories, super calorically dense, 1 serving a day will do it for your microbiome. You don't need to eat a can of mixed nuts every day. She'll tell you how to build your plate, how much veggies here, how much protein, this and that. Which proteins are best for your microbiome. Like, for instance, she doesn't have a chapter on pork because it's kind of neutral. Doesn't really do anything terrible or great for your microbiome. So in the matching cookbook, or the Gut Health Cookbook, you won't find a ton of pork recipes, but there'll be bacon in there here and there. Another thing that goes above and beyond the talk that she gave that I saw Paleo Effects, outside of the 20 keys to gut health summarized, would be her food pyramid. She actually recreated the food pyramid based on what would be the best for your microbiome health. So down at the bottom she has like eat all of this, and then eat something, off the top is like eat a little bit of this. Really cool. So makes it very easy if you're a visual learner. It just simplifies it. I love the way she simplified all this massive amount of research she's done. So let's get into the matching cookbook. So the guidebook, it tells you, all about every food and all the lifestyle factors and how to have the healthiest microbiome. And then the cookbook kind of puts it into how to use it in your day-to-day life. She gives tips for fruit and veggie storage for every fruit and vegetable, like how to best store it so it doesn't go bad on you. The recipes, they're not crazy complicated recipes. She does have hidden liver recipes in there, but nothing too crazy. Some of the ones that really stood out to me were the baked goods, which I feel like she really nails it on those. I don't eat that kind of stuff because I'm mental about, staying lean, and I am a personal trainer, but if you have a sweet tooth and you want to eat delicious tasting baked goods that are going to be good for your microbiome too, then you need this book. Chiffon cake with chocolate glaze and raspberries. She's got this chocolate avocado pudding that looks friggin' to die for. Chocolate chip oatmeal cookies. And then like for savory recipes, she also has some really cool Asian inspired recipes. She's got Chinese beef and broccoli, shrimp pad thai, mushu pork, and then there's just like good old home style chicken and dumplings or basic chicken vegetable soup. Really cool stuff in there. I'm definitely going to be trying out some of the recipes. And then there's another thing that I thought was so interesting, because I've done a video on this where I talked about grilling and those delicious grill marks and the caramelization and how it contains carcinogens and how you want to use moist heat cooking methods and avoid grilling all the time. But she's actually dived deep into this, and this is a quote: we can infer that high temperature cooking methods that result in browning, searing, caramelization, and other delicious effects is likely beneficial for the gut microbiome in the context of a varied and veggie-rich diet that includes daily crucifers. So she's not saying go run and grill every single thing in sight, but I guess the grilling creates some unique compounds that are beneficial for some gut bacteria, but it is true that they do also create carcinogenic compounds, but when you eat a lot of cruciferous vegetables, that kind of negates that. So she's saying in the context of a varied diet, don't be so paranoid about grilling and making foods taste absolutely delicious. Jill, I know you like this. As long as you're eating your broccoli and stuff. So I like that. I think that's really cool. All in all, highly recommend both the guidebook and the cookbook. Really excited for more to come from her Nutrivore website. Just love her work, and yeah, I'm gonna give this like 5 stars. She's my go-to microbiome expert, and I've read other works on the microbiome, and some of them get a little too sciencey or boring, or she's my favorite. I'll say that. Anyway, one of the recipes in my cookbook, and there's a link below to that. It's also up on Patreon. $2 a month gets you access to over 2 years worth of recipes. I put a new one up every single month, and I did go through a big phase after I got my biome results where I included a lot of the superfoods, which happen to be foods that she's recommending as microbiome superfoods in her book. And so I have like my new tomato sauce that includes polyphenol rich cranberries and oregano, and there's all these things on purpose for your microbiome health, and I use it in place of a red sauce. I put it on my breakfast, I mix it with ground beef. It's just delicious. So anyway, lots of recipes in my cookbook and on Patreon. There's links below to both if you're looking for more microbiome happy recipes and AIP compliant recipes. Anyway, if you've read her gut health guidebook or you have the cookbook, let me know what your favorite recipes are, and I will hopefully put out another video soon. I'm still here, guys, just busy, but I post every month on Patreon, so check that out. Hope to see you guys soon, and until then, be healthy.